Make a maple syrup evaporator. Maple syrups are found in most households, as they are everyone's favorite pancake toppings. Maple syrups can be purchased in grocery stores. If you grow your own maples though, you may want to make your own maple syrup. Maple syrup comes from boiling the sap that comes from the maple tree. To obtain the sap, you should drill a hole in the trunk of the maple tree. Sap will begin to drip from the trunk. Collect the sap using a spout or a spigot. Connect the end of the spout to a tube and fill a bucket. Maple sap is different from maple syrup. Maple sap consists of mainly water. Only about 2% of the sap is sugar. To make a pure maple syrup, you need to boil the sap so that the water will evaporate. This process requires a maple syrup evaporator. The traditional way of making maple syrup evaporator is to put large pans over burning woods. The pans are filled with maple sap and are left to boil until the sap thickens. If you want to make your own maple syrup, all you need is to have a large pan with lid, and a wooden spoon. After you have collected enough maple sap, put the sap into the large pan. Remember that as maple sap is about 98% water, you will need a large amount of sap for you to be able to get enough syrup. Turn the heat of your stove to medium-high and bring your sap to boil. Once the sap is boiling, turn down the heat of the stove to low and allow the sap to simmer. Occasionally stir the boiling mixture using a wooden spoon as the sap has a tendency to burn. Cover the pan with a pan lid. If your lid has holes wherein the steam can pass through, then you can cover the pan completely. However, if your lid does not have holes, then place the lid slightly ajar so that the steam can evaporate. Continue to simmer until the liquid left in your pan is about a quarter of the original volume. Remember to stir the sap every 10 or 15 minutes so that the syrup will not stick to the bottom of the pan. Stir the syrup consistently until you reach your desired thickness. Keep in mind that maple syrup will still thicken as it cools down, so do not overboil your syrup. To check for the consistency, get a small amount of the syrup and place it on a jar. Let it cool down and see for yourself if the thickness is satisfactory. Pour in the remaining syrup into bottles before they cool down. Cooled syrup is difficult to remove from the pan, as the syrup will stick on the pan. If you wish to evaporate your maple sap outdoors, you can place a large pan of sap onto a charcoal grill. Follow the same steps above to achieve your maple syrup. Enjoy your very own maple syrup.